All right, thank you all for joining us today. My name is Annalise Shane. I'm the technical field trainer for VIVOTEK. Today's webinar, we want to introduce our newest integration partner, Kisi, and they want to go over how they can help you guys to streamline your organization's physical security. So we have Daniela Mallarino and Bernie Mehl. So Daniela, if you would introduce yourself and your company along with Bernie, we'd appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Annalie. Welcome, everyone. As mentioned, we're very excited to show you what Kisi can do and how our partnership with VIVOTEK and VORTEX can streamline your spaces. My name is Daniela. I'm overseeing our technology partnerships and integrations, and I'm here alongside Bernie. We will both make sure that it's engaging and that we're changing it up a little bit as we go so that, it's a fun webinar. So, Bernie, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, Daniela and Ali. Nice to meet everyone. Very excited to do this webinar with our favorite camera provider, VIVOTEK. And we are going to show you a little bit about access control and access control in the cloud, actually, and why that could be a good idea and how it works with VIVOTEK after the introduction of Kisi. We also, of course, are happy to take any questions during the webinar, but definitely we'll also make some room for questions at the end. So Kisi's modern cloud-based access control. We are a New York-based company. We have clients all across the globe. We started this company about 10 years ago with my two co-founders, Max and Carl. Our headquarter, as said, is in New York. We also have an office in Stockholm, and our main clients are in North America, in Europe, and Southeast Asia. Here's a little bit about our offices. Mostly in Sweden, we do the R&D. In the US, we have our marketing, sales, and operations teams. And we somewhat became a recognized brand in the space of like IT and tech-enabled operations for workplaces and spaces. And a lot of the value of access control comes from the integrations, such as with a camera provider like VIVOTEK. And this is Daniela.
Yeah, so a little bit more context, like Bernie mentioned, Kisi has been up and running since 2012. And right now in 2024, some of the industry trends that we see that make the company relevant, and of course, all of the value that we continue to bring are AI and automation, sustainability, and environmental security solutions, as well as the convergence between physical security and cybersecurity. So AI and automation buzzwords, but of course, more and more companies are starting to implement AI and how they protect their businesses, how they detect threats, how they react to emergency responses. So it's important that as a physical security company, we continue to be on top of that and making sure that we deliver that not only through our hardware, but also through our software products. Sustainability and environmental security, there's a lot of IoT sensors and generally more data where people want to know what makes their building smart, what makes their building sustainable, what makes their building safe. So with the data that Kisi, as long as other integrations that we have, allows you to basically make sure that you know what your big building stands in terms of sustainability and security. And lastly, physical security as well as cybersecurity. We're seeing that more companies are starting to see that as a unified system instead of different organizations. So the same people within organizations are the ones making the decisions on the security systems that they use. And that to us is also really important because it makes sure that with the power of cloud, we continue to be safe, we continue to be reliable, and we offer something that is holistic and not separated where there's just like more security threats happening. So this is just really important to consider. And among one of the industries that has done those investments is also the workplace. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. One of Kisi's values is to be forward thinking. So what that means is that, again, we continue to adapt to all of these different trends and all of these different options and opportunities for security. So since its launch in 2012, it was just an app. Then in 2016, we launched our first Kisi Reader Pro, where you could also use your phone to unlock doors. 2022 weekend compatibility. This allows you to move from legacy access control systems to the cloud seamlessly. So it was a big step for Kisi as well, that Apple Wallet. Now in 2024, we see that more people are using digital wallets to just organize access, organize payments, just organize a lot of their life aspects. And when everything can be unified and secure, the experience is usually better. So on that line of thinking, the workplace has been one of the industries that has applied what I've just mentioned the most, not just for the user experience, but also for the management, facility management, workplace, just generally everybody involved in the experience of the workplace is really interesting in data and security as well. So our main mission of connecting people and spaces just really shines in this area. Of course, video security is also a big part of it because it allows you to track, monitor, and manage door events better. So we've seen as well some of our reports with our occupancy data that the changing space usage drives changes in real estate and corporate workplaces. So once you have the data to prove when people are coming in the office, to understand how they're using your space, you can drive collaboration in a more efficient way. And you can also make sure that the spaces that you have are servicing your users, are servicing your members in ways that make sense. And I know I'm talking a lot about the workplace, but of course, this is not the only industry that benefits from having these insights. Of course, co-working spaces, which are sort of like a vertical of that, are also really interested in this. Fitness as well, manufacturing, education. So we can really see having data in this area being really valuable just in general for spaces. What it would look like without Kisi and without the cloud is that you have to have a very segmented tech stack in your space. So when you have global offices or global spaces that you're managing and you don't have Kisi, you don't have a centralized view on who is accessing your space, when, where. If people are moving around within these spaces, you don't understand why they would do that or where they're going. So here's just one example where ideally you would have 3 spaces in 3 different cities, and then you also need that global management aspect. You have to deal with keys, you have to deal with local people managing that space. If you are not in that space as the place manager and someone comes in or someone's late or someone's early, you don't necessarily have the right tools to support them and streamline those operations. So once you have a system like Kisi, you can streamline, respond, and control to whatever basically comes up. That includes our access control, which is our main feature value, but we also have visitor management, video surveillance to our partners, and also intrusion detection. So you can see you can have a really streamlined platform in your space without needing to be a segmented business. And that's one of the biggest values, is that you can manage your space from anywhere at any time. So that it basically leads us to the next point, which is global management in one cloud-based dashboard. These are just a few snapshots of what you can get from the Kisi side of things. You can get your place analytics. This basically just gives you very detailed reports and very, very easy as well, simple, on who's coming in your office, when, what time, so that you can easily plan around events, plan around collaboration, and make sure that your doors are also secured whenever you're not around. And then you can also see that in the dashboard, you can customize however many places you want to have and which ones are the ones that you're using the most. So yeah, if you think about the cloud as capabilities for global management, you can really streamline operations in your space. So just a few notes on how digital wallets are also supporting that global management, cloud-based systems. I think we've all seen what it looks like when you have, at least on the Apple side of things, your wallet. You can organize everything in there. And with our launch to become certified partners on the Apple ecosystem, we can now also offer Kisi credentials on that part of your phone. So yeah, #1 most popular digital wallet in the US, 92% market share, not surprising. And it's just really useful to know that everything can be in one space. I can move around from different locations, and then as a user, it's very easy and very secure. Yeah, so one more slide, just making sure that it's very clear. We do mitigate those risks as well. It's not it's not one platform that is separated from everything else. We make sure that the partners that we trust and that's the features that we add into our system are very holistic as well. And then another important aspect, which I haven't mentioned, but of course, as a business owner is a priority, is that when you can have everything in one place and streamlined, you do decrease operational costs. So if you're worried about monetizing your space, if you're worried about, hey, how is my technology going to make sure that I'm actually not paying more for something that I don't need? When you add a platform like Kisi and VIVOTEK and cloud-oriented, you can also make sure that when you enhance the management of your facilities, you can capitalize on those insights and that data. So super important to know. Yeah, so on that note, we're going to talk a little bit about some of our customers as well as our product vision on where we're going next.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniela. Some of our customers actually you see that we have customers in many different industries. Cloud-based access control is something that so many use cases can benefit from manufacturing, and where it's about inventory and making sure everything is accounted for, over to service providers that need to be very compliant and have an audit trail of everything with combined access control and video data, to local governments where it's about keeping the local city safe and at the same time enabling it for the residents. So there's so many use cases, but a lot of them already started operating in the cloud. Maybe they use Microsoft in the cloud already for some hosting, and so they're excited about the possibilities and the additional security benefits and the operational streamlining that it comes with. And if you go to the next slide, what we always thought is one of our evangelists could be the security people, but for a long time they were in the camp of let's keep everything local. Let's the cloud is a little bit too scary, but now even the most advanced chief security officers and chief information security officers, like in this case, the CISO at Kayak, very excited about cybersecurity because all of a sudden they can bring access control and video under that cyber umbrella, and it runs on the same IT security standards as everything else. So it's not like a black box for the IT and security teams. And what was surprising is that those clients are very experience driven. So they really like the user experience and with the mobile phone because everyone likes to use it. Only if everyone uses it, it makes for a safe space. What Daniela has been working very hard on is to increase our partners, such as we are on Zoom call today, for example. That's one of our partners as well. Imagine you're booking a room at a location in Zoom, and you show up, and Kisi gives you access, and that access event triggers a small video snippet recording to be pulled into the into Kisi, or the other way around, pull an access control event into VIVOTEK. So we'll hear more about that later. But really that interplay between the different tools makes the workflows valuable and automated, but not less secure. We also recently launched a new product. On the top here, you see our Kisi reader, and together with the QR reader, that's a Kisi Terminal Pro. The Terminal Pro is mobile enabled with Bluetooth and NFC for iPhone and Android. It's also certified by Apple. We also have a QR reader for visitor access, so you don't need to find a link in your email and click a button. And that way you have everything you need for like the core employees and the core staff over to the short-term visitors and contractors or people who shouldn't have a credential in the first place. And on the next slide, you see how this looks. So basically, if you have a visitor code, then you can just pull up that email, and you can scan that QR code and get in the door. And so the cool thing is that it's automatically locked. In the future, we'll also enable that natively in the mobile app. So you could use your workplace app to have a QR code to different offices, if that is the preferred form of access. And just a lot more flexible and simple. People use it for like airplane tickets already, so that's a very similar experience. And normally everyone's already used to it, so it's not something new. The process would look like this. In Kisi, you add a user, typically an email, then you can send this link via email, and you select then the team that this user should have access to. So let's say the New York office team, and then the user gets an access notification with details about when that permission is allowed, and with the QR code that they can scan. When they're on site, they can scan that credential basically in the email and unlock the door that way. And after the stay, the credential automatically expires. Because the credential was personalized, you have like the log during the stay of the person who unlocked, even though it was a visitor. And that is very helpful for keeping everything compliant and tracked and accounted for. And you don't have to worry about expiration or removing any credentials because it self-expires. And so I think that that is something that a lot of companies have value for. If you have manual sign-in sheets, or if you don't log any visitors yet or anything like that, it's super easy and Kisi to give your staff the permissions to add visitors, and you still, as an admin, have full control of who has been added. And through the integration with a camera system, you can make sure that when that person came in, what happened at that point in time, if you have to go back in time and do any sort of investigations. Just some words about the cloud. We see that more than 90% of the organizations already use cloud, and that's the ones who normally start coming to us. We're typically not the first cloud tool they buy. So sometimes, mostly Microsoft is already existing, but sometimes other advanced tools like an identity provider in the cloud or an HR system in the cloud like Workday already exists. And what we also notice is that, half of the companies that are still not using cloud are looking to move to the cloud in the next year. And I think this is really has to do with how work is changing and how distributed locations are these days and how dynamic the environments are, with how many people and how many different turnovers and new hires and offboarded. So you just have a harder time doing that all locally. For example, just one example from a city, when they have after-hour events that are, for example, public hearings, the doors need to be open so all the residents can come in. But if the meeting is scheduled from 7 to 9 and the meeting ends at 8 p.m., the IT manager probably won't be on site to lock up the doors, so they can remotely disable the doors and they would lock. So that's an example of like a benefit of having it in the cloud. Yeah, and basically in Kisi, you have all the benefits of the cloud. Without the cloud, it's, typically we see there's a lot of maintenance involved. It's very training intensive, so only specific people can do it. Often it's depending on local firmware that is somewhat outdated and will be end of life at one point. If you need to scale, you would need to remotely operate those servers through VPN and have some sort of local IT admin running those. And it's just separate from everything else that a modern IT team normally does. So it's a little bit an annoyance for them as well. And with the cloud, you don't really need a local server. Technically, you still have a local server though. Because Kisi has decentralized caching in the controller and the reader. So even if the internet fails, you can still get in the door because the local credentials are still in the reader and the controller, just not on a Windows or Linux server separately in the IT room. And you have all the benefits of getting all the updates over the air. Whenever we have news, for example, today, we just launched a feature that you can remotely reboot the controllers and the terminal and the readers. And that is very helpful for admins and your integrators, where you can just, if something is maybe not working the right way, you can just press a button and it remotely reboots. So you normally cannot easily do that from a dashboard with a local system. You also have all the benefits of our in-house support team because it is in the cloud. We have a little bit of insight what's going on with your local hardware. So the support on our end can help a lot in a lot better ways and more granular. It's also more scalable. So even if you're saying, hey, I have an office in Miami or I have an office in San Jose, that's like a small satellite office with one door, that's fine. Like a cloud-based system doesn't need a heavy infrastructure. So even very small footprints starting at one door are possible. And we have clients who have in the thousands of doors. So of course, there's the benefits of starting small and scaling as well. Talking about scale, a lot of times we see that many of our customers bring their own hardware. So they have existing legacy controllers on the access control side, or existing cables, existing readers, existing card credentials. And we, depending on what part in which areas of the space should be reused, sometimes, for example, it's too cost prohibitive to pull new cables, so we can reuse the cables with the Kisi readers. Sometimes it is important to keep the existing readers, so we can connect them with an adapter to our panel. Sometimes it is important, the most important thing, that you keep the existing card credentials so you can move everything else to the cloud and allow you to manage that in the cloud. So it kind of depends on the use case and what the migration scenario looks like, but definitely we can enable many of those very easily, and it doesn't have to be a complete rip and replace. And we had a lot of excitement around the enterprise level security recently, because we have been for a long time integrating with a lot of the cloud tools companies already use, such as Okta as an identity provider, Microsoft Envoy for visitor management, Azure for cloud hosting, Splunk for data logging and SIEM. Now with Apple Wallet is very beneficial, and obviously with VORTEX by VIVOTEK. And that's what we're going to talk about next.
Thank you guys so much for introducing your company and your products and how our customers can use you guys and your products. But now I want to take over a little bit and then go over our VSaaS line of products, VORTEX, and then show everyone how our products easily integrate with your solution. As you guys are saying, you know, why are people going to the cloud? So I want to first go over why, give you a few examples as to why people would want to go to a cloud solution for their camera systems. So for us, it's going to be maybe they have a complexity of central management of cameras in multiple sites, the AI-empowered next generation video surveillance service. They want to perhaps outsource any of the non-core operations. Maybe they want to move to the cloud, but they don't want to replace their existing cameras. And then also maybe they want to keep enhancing to the latest trends and then meet their clients' needs. And then also maybe they want to have that open cloud architecture to fulfill the diverse scenarios out there. So there's plenty of other choices out there for VSaaS. So why should people choose VORTEX? It's going to be because of trust. Is going to be the first and foremost reason. We have over 24 years experience in the security world. All that time we've been manufacturing our own products, and then our products are secure. We provide data, the end-to-end data encryption, and then also our products are all NDAA and TAA compliant. Next is going to be VORTEX provides flexibility by allowing you to choose between two lines of products. You have a lot of different types of cameras to choose from. Domes, bullets, turrets, fisheyes, multi-sensors, 2 megapixels all the way up to 12 megapixels. Also, and the last one that I'll go over is the AI, the powerful AI analytics that these products provide. So you can perform VCA searches, video content analytics, on the edge. So at the camera side, you can receive real-time notifications for VCA rules that are set up in the cameras, and then also search recorded video for specific attributes, such as if you're looking for a woman wearing a red shirt and black pants that also had a backpack or a purse that's an accessory. All right, we also offer multiple solutions for our customers that are wanting to take their security system to the cloud. We have direct to cloud cameras for those that just want to go with an all-in-one fit with that VORTEX camera. Also, for those that are not wanting to replace any cameras, we have come up with a solution for that. So we have a bridge to cloud NVR that works with any ONVIF Profile S compatible camera, so that you can bring any of those cameras to the cloud with VORTEX Connect. We offer a free version and a paid version of VORTEX Connect. So to learn more about these versions and the differences between them, join our webinar next week and we'll go over that. All right, also for our direct to cloud solution, we have 2 lines of cameras, and whichever camera that you want to select, you just need to figure out what kind of AI needs that you have. We have the Essential series and the Premium series. So our Essential series are our cost competitive line. They all have the compact design. You can detect and search for both people and vehicles. And then you can also create those real-time alerts for the people and vehicle-based rules, line crossing, loitering, intrusion detection. And then now you can even create those real-time alerts for objects. So we have missing object detection and unattended object detection. Also, for our premium series, those are going to provide the most robust AI capabilities. These are our specialty cameras that can do everything that the Essential series can do that I just went over, but they can also, they're able to search for people and vehicles by specific attributes like gender, age, clothing color, accessories like hats and backpacks. If you have vehicles, you want to search by color, you want to search by type, car, truck, van, bus, motorcycle. Plus, any of these premium cameras, you're also able to perform profile searches, meaning that we can search by facial images. Licensing these cameras are very easy. All cameras connected to the cloud need a standard license for cloud management. However, if you're looking for recording redundancy or maybe you need extended storage, then all you have to do is add on the appropriate cloud storage license. With our AI-powered VORTEX cameras, you can search with confidence because all the cameras provide the following. So we have path extraction. This is going to allow you to verify the incidents by seeing the entry and exit paths within the camera's view. And then each of these cameras are able to provide edge-powered detection with the advanced AI rules like line crossing, loitering, intrusion detection for your people and vehicles. And then for our objects, we have the object detection rules where we can create unattended object and then also missing object detection rules. And then with our deep searches, we can turn hours of investigation into seconds. All of our VORTEX cameras are able to perform scene searches where we can filter recorded video history for our line crossing, loitering, or intrusion detections. There's no need to have any of those rules that I just talked about in the previous slide. You don't have to have those already set up in order to perform this search. Because of the metadata that these AI cameras are able to extract while they're recording, we're able to run these rules at any time on the recorded video. The other two deep searches that we provide, those are going to be reserved for our premium line of cameras. So we have attribute search, where we can analyze the recorded video, find people and vehicles by the specific features, such as for your vehicles, types and colors, and then for people by their clothing, gender, and accessories like hats and backpacks. And then research is so that we can filter out those results again to find that specific person of interest. So maybe we're searching for people in red shirts. That's probably going to give us a ton of results. But by performing that research on a specific individual, VORTEX is able to search again or research all the cameras selected to find the person across the various sites, and then all the cameras with just one click. We also provide a centralized dashboard for our resellers so they can manage their customer accounts and then also allocate the licenses to the camera. If you want to use this portal, you can provide remote tech support and troubleshooting because you have easy access to the customer's user portal. And then if there's any questions on how to set anything up, set up any of the features, use any of the features, or even troubleshoot the system, there is training and support that's offered in the FAQ section. All right, so now that we've gone over VORTEX, let's show how VORTEX can provide access control integration with our solution with Kisi. All right, so VORTEX access control solution offers the following features. The device captures the images and then detects abnormal events. And then it can also be paired with an audio speaker for alarm functionality. The local NVR deployment for the storage, and then the VORTEX cloud platform for both the storage and the management. And then we have the portal and the app are going to be used to provide the real-time monitoring and the control via the computers and the mobile devices. So upon integration with the Kisi access control system via the API, the users can not only, they can directly monitor the scene, but also access control status on VORTEX, like the door status of door open, door held open, door forced open, access denied, granted, if any of the scheduled unlocks ended or they started. But also we can also remotely unlock Kisi devices in addition to receiving access and monitoring events by using our mobile devices or also our computers. So you only need to focus on one single platform, and that one is going to be VORTEX. All right, so on VORTEX, users can monitor with access and identify without switching between two systems. You can obtain the access point or the door status like unlocked, locked, or locked down, and then control the unlocked at each view cell. You can imagine how this is going to make everything effortless because you're not have to worry about mapping the access point, the access control system to the surveillance system manually whenever any kind of unauthorized event access event happens. Also, you can immediately grasp the live view footage, then access the identity, and then also the event that happened, the place and the time, and then you can act immediately with all of that information at your fingertips. Also provides more intuitive benefit. It's that what you see is what you can control. So users can not only just monitor real-time images on live view, but also they can intuitively control the access points based on the scene that they have in front of them. Also, while leveraging VORTEX not only to detect potential threats, but you can also receive immediate notifications via mobile push or emails, also notifying the key individuals that are responsible for the access control events, and then the surveillance events may reduce loss and violations, also prevent accidents from occurring. Also, another thing that you can do is you could set alarms for access events in the alarm management. This is designed to allow personnel to receive real-time notifications and also email notifications. So the access event that may result in a continuous state is going to not only trigger an alarm notification the first time, but also as they occur. So such as door held open and door forced open. So if a door is associated with multiple cameras, then the email is going to display snapshots from all of these cameras. All right, so now how can we learn more about VORTEX and also our integration with Kisi? We have multiple options for you to get as much information as possible. So starting off by going to our website, vortexcloud.com. Here we can show all the different products, accessories, and features that come with VORTEX and even some customer success stories. Also, for the latest product updates and video tutorials, you can check out our LinkedIn post and YouTube videos. Also, if you'd like to become certified in our VORTEX line of products, we offer a virtual VORTEX certified training course where we can deep dive into VORTEX on all of its features and functionalities through lectures and labs. And then after completing this certification course, you will receive a free premium VORTEX camera that's bundled with a 1-year standard license and also a 1-year 30-day cloud backup license so that you can set up and demo the rich AI features to your own customers. Also, if you'd like to show off the different capabilities of this direct-to-cloud solution and our hybrid solution with VORTEX Connect, we are offering this demo kit that's going to include VORTEX Connect enabled 8-channel NVR, along with a 5-megapixel premium dome camera and 5-megapixel essential bullet camera. So the 4-port PoE switch is optional, but recommended since the VORTEX cameras are going to need that direct connection to the cloud. So this kit is available to our partners at a huge discount. If you're not a partner and would like to become one, and not only that, but also to take advantage of this promo, then reach out to our outside sales staff at VU_OST@VIVOTEK.com, and then they can help you to register for our partner program. Another thing I wanted to let you guys know is that VIVOTEK products are only sold through a network of authorized distributors. So if you'd like more information on the distributors that have our product, just go ahead and contact your local sales representative or email our outbound sales team. Also, again, VU_OST@VIVOTEK.com. All right, guys, let's turn everything back over to Daniela and Bernie. And I saw that we had a couple of questions that came up in the chat. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead.
I answered one already, which was about our participants of this webinar getting the slides, and we are recording this, so you'll not only get the slides, but also the recording, I think. And obviously one thing about the demo kits, Kisi has demo kits as well. And if you mentioned that you were on this webinar, we'll match the VIVOTEK offer. So just reach out to our channel and sales team and mention this webinar, and we'll get you the right demo kit. If no one else has questions, we can wait around a little bit for more questions, but I had one question for Amelie. I think one feature that comes up sometimes with access control and video is also tailgating. And I think that is something that VIVOTEK can also do, right?
For tailgating, yes, we do have options for that. So just contact your sales rep and they can point you in the right direction.
Awesome.
All right, did anybody have any questions? Just open up that chat. There's a Q&A section. If anybody had any questions for Kisi to answer, since we have them here with us. Or if you guys have any questions on VORTEX, I'm more than welcome to help out with those questions as well. Okay, if there's no questions, then we'll go ahead and leave it as that. And then thank you all so much for attending our presentation on introducing Kisi and their partners. Bernie, Daniela, do you have anything else that you would like to say?
No, the only comment would be our contact information is in the slides. So after you receive the follow-up email from the webinar, you can definitely contact us, and you'll also find more information on the discount Bernie just mentioned. So make sure that you do open that email when you get it.
Perfect. All right, thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having us, Amelie. All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.